Hello, YouTube viewers. Quite a different video today. Some viewer asked me to do an introduction to Browns Camp OHV and to spend some time showing on the map where to ride, what to do, what not to do. So I thought I could do that. Why not? Let's give it a try. So first of all, where is Browns Camp OHV? Well, let me share my screen with you. I hope you guys can see my screen. So Browns Camp is west of Portland. So if you're driving from Portland, this is the route. This is about an hour, 50 minutes. So you go up Highway 26, then turn off near Banks. You turn to Highway 6, start going up the mountain, and you turn in some forest roads, and you reach Browns Camp. First thing to say is that the turn from the highway into the forest road is not super nice. I can show you a Google Street View here. It's exactly on top of the mountain, so when you're going this way, you're coming from Portland, you have to turn in here. There are signs that says Browns Camp, Trailhead, Browns Camp, but as you can see, it's kind of a blind turn. There's no really a good turn out to turn on the left, so you pretty much have to stop here, look down this uphill road that has a 2 lanes, so there's going to be a passing lane, people come up fast. You have to really have a good look and decide where you want to turn in. So it's not the best turn ever, but it is what it is. Once you're turning in here, then you can totally put the GPS to Browns Camp parking. It will bring you through this couple of forest roads and make you do the right turns. There are 2 ways really to get there, and one is to follow Beaver Dam Road. That's a little bit longer route, and usually bigger RVs go this way because it's easier, it's larger road. Or you can go down University Fall Road, that's like a 1.5 lane road, and go this way. Either ways is fine. This part of Beaver Dams Road is gonna be closed for a while, for a couple of months in summer 2022, so from July to November. I'll show you where I read that in a second. So most likely you have to go through University Falls. Where can you park? You can park at Browns Camp parking. This is like the day area, and there's the camping area. Or you can park here at this staging area. This is also called the Beaver Dam. Not the Beaver Dam. Oh, it's called, what is the name? I have it here on a different map. The Beaver Dam Stockpile. Yeah, Beaver Dam. So if you're going there, let's go back here. If you camp here, there's not going to be any restroom. If you go to the main Browns Camp Day area, there are restrooms. Another place you can go is the Rogers Camp Trailhead. That is really like 1 minute in, and you can park there and start riding from there. Difference is that if you go to Rogers Camp, you really have 2 choices to start your ride, while if you go into Browns Camp, the main day area, you have a lot more trails that starts from there, so you have a lot more choice to what to do. Okay, we're talking about where to get informations about Browns Camp, what's open, what's closed. Well, first good source of information is the Tillamook State Forest blog. Here you can see a lot of information, what to do, what not to do, if the trails are open, what is the status, and this and that. You can even sign up for a mailing list, so you get the emails with the updates. For example, this morning, really, I got this update that this Beaver Dam Road will be closed in July until November, so you can look at that. What I don't like about this site is that it gives you a link to the maps that are in PDF format, and these PDF maps are really not great. They're not easy to read. You can't really see anything. So I would suggest not to get these PDF maps, but to go to the Oregon Department of Forestry and download the GPX maps for a class 3, that is a motorcycle, if you're riding motorcycles. So this will give you all the GPS tracks that you can import into your software or into your Garmin or whatever GPS you have to get at least a list of the trails. What I use as a GPS application is this Gaia GPS. Reason why I use this is because first it's free, second it's synchronized between my computer and my phone, so I can set up a track on the computer on the big screen and then import it to the phone and go out ride it. It is free, it works offline, so when you're up at Browns Camp there's no cell signal, you still have Gaia GPS, you still have your maps, you don't get lost. I've seen a lot of people asking for directions up there because it's big, it's easy to get lost. So bring a map with you. Gaia GPS, a good like iPhone will work. Maybe bring a battery pack if you're planning to get lost, so you can even charge your phone while you're getting lost. All right, say that, what do you get from this downloading of GPX files? If you import them in Gaia GPS, you get all the pieces of the trails. So see, there's a lot of different colors here, a lot of different pieces of trail. I'm saying pieces because a lot of times those like tied together with like a little forest roads or some connections that may not be shown here. This is useful when you're riding, you reach the end of a trail and you don't know where the next trail is going to start or what's the closest next trail. Then you pull up the map and you look on the GPX and say, oh, I finished here, I can just keep going and there's going to be another trail here. It gives you a little bit of information. So if you click on a trail, it should tell you this is power line. It will tell you what the name is and a little bit of data. All right, let me hide this for a second. Speaking of areas, where to go and where not to go. If you're a beginner, you probably want to park at the Browns Camp day area. And there are a couple of little kids trail exiting the day area, one road to the left. Here there's a little loop and then there's other two loops that you can do with kids or with beginners just to get them started. Advantage of doing the beginners loops is that kids get tired, you're still very like 1 minute from the parking lot, right? So you're not in the middle of nowhere and you have to go all the way back. They can learn, they can loop around all day. You just sit there and have watch them, right? So here is a good starting area for the kids. Another trail that is a green trail that is okay for kids that I did with my kid actually is Clyde's trail. So this trail here, Clyde's trail is a good loop to do with kids. It's a green trail. It's not super easy, but it can be done. It loops around and it pretty much goes back very close to the staging area. This is another green trail, so it's something that you can do with kids. There's another green trail nearby that is called Quarry Trail. In my opinion, that's a little bit more challenging. So you want to do Clyde's first, and then when the skills evolve, you can do Quarry Trail as well. What else? Yeah, the rest of the trails are pretty much all blue. Blue being like intermediate difficulty. Some of them are more difficult than others. A classic loop is doing Quarry, the Military Trail, then Sidewinder. There's a bunch of, they're not really well connected here, but you can do Sidewinder coming up this way. Let me give you one of my tracks that makes a lot more sense. For example, this one, right? This loop is like a classic. You do Military Trail, Sidewinder coming up this way, and then it's Julie's. And once you reach the end of Julie's, you can decide what to do, if you want to go on the road, if you want to go through Cedar Creek. That's a jeep trail that has its own challenges. From there, I would say by far my favorite trail is Gummy Worm. That is this little thing here, but it's very nice and flowy. It's in a nice location, and then you can do Island. And from there, you decide what to do. In this case, I think I went back from the forest roads. In this case, instead, I did Shoot, and then went down, did Mariana's Trench, and back to back.
Back to back is a black trail, so there's a bunch of places you can take the wrong turn with back to back. If you look like here, there is the easy way around here, and then there's the hill climb where it says here back to back no access. If you're not into hill climb, this is quite difficult. I think this portion here they do hill climb competitions and such, and this other section is also a hill climb. I've never done it because it's way too steep for my taste, but you can do the other way around. Those are back to back is the only black trail I've been. It can be quite challenging. I think this time I was going this way, so I cut off all these switchback sections. Um, that's the only one that I would say you gotta get familiar with the place and the terrain before you wanna try it. Especially when it's wet, it can be challenging because it's steep, slippery, a lot of rocks. Other than that, there's a lot of other loops you can do. For example, this one. This is a totally different loop that goes the other way around. So you can start always from Browns Camp and then do Clyde's and then circle around on Rogers Camp Trail. So this takes you a good like 30 minutes or so. Then you get down to Rogers Camp, and from there you can take K-Tom, Elliott Creek, and then like come up that way, do a little bit of Power Line, Island, and again like Gummy Worm. Once you're here, you can decide what to do. You can go back from the road. You can try to reconnect to Julie's, that is here. There's several options. In general, I would say riding a motorcycle, a dirt bike, you don't really want to go too much on the jeep trails because they have different type of obstacles. There's more little jumps, they're more dug in, there's a lot more rocks. You probably want to stick more on the motorcycle trails. Um, be careful, obviously the trails are bi-directional, so there may be traffic coming your way, so be mindful of that. Sometimes that can be a problem. Um, say that, I don't know really what else to tell you about Browns Camp. I like it so far. It's big, it's a good place to go. Even when the parking lot is crowded, it's so big that you don't find too many people out on the trails, especially if you go farther out from the staging area. A lot of people don't venture that far off. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you would like to mention something else. I will leave down the links for both the State Forest blog and the page with the GPX tracks. Well, I think that's it. Thanks for watching.